Welcome to this quick introduction to Student View, the view that practitioners can use to view the exercises and profiles of their students. So this is what you get when you first open up the Student View, and you have a list of your students down here. Click and drag to move those. I've got dummy data in here to make sure that we're sensitive to data protection, but let's have a little look at what we might see. So I'm going to click on Michael Lingard here. Right, first you have a list of all of their exercises on the right, and you can scroll through that way back in the past, as far as you'd like to go. The main figure here is the average CP for each exercise that they do. You can see if it was a CP only, if it was a morning CP, a short exercise, or a full exercise. You see the date and time in British Mean Time of each exercise. And then you can see the CP, because this was a CP only exercise up here. We see the CP at 42. There was no second CP. No pulse was taken. For this short exercise though, we can see that there is a CP of 36 to start with, of 42 afterwards, and a pulse of 80 before and after the exercise. So this really gives you every bit of information you need to know about each exercise in a really accessible list. This information is then overlaid here onto this graph. The blue dots are the end of exercise CP, and the green dots are the before exercise CP. And this red line here maps the average. You can then also see information about Michael, how old he is, his email, his phone, his contact details, and then any conditions that he has, and then a health and fitness assessment if he's completed it. So a full profile, a nice graph of stats, and a full list of all the information you need to know about the exercises that he's been taking using the app. So you could scroll down here and then take a look at somebody else and their exercises, and their information is now overlaid in the screen. Now you can imagine exactly how you'd use this. The trend line is helpful, and one of the things I suggest people can do is, if they're in a training session with somebody who's come in and you want to review their stats, look at them, you can select them over here and then just drag your browser so that that part is off screen. And now you can look at everything with them, and they don't need to know about who your patients are. Another thing that's very handy is being able to see the difference between the control pauses. So you could see a little trend here developing, perhaps a nice little upward trend from the post-CP after the exercises, or you could look at the gaps and see, look, actually these are really working for you. There is a big difference between your CP at the beginning and your CP after each exercise. And that should give you everything you need to know to be able to monitor and support your students. We are looking to develop this a lot further. If the student updates their profile, those updates will appear here, so you can immediately see if somebody's coming off a medication, or if they've just updated their health and fitness assessment and their improvements. We will also look at ways to automate response. So if a student makes a change like that, You could set up preferences for there to be an email that automatically goes out to congratulate them, or a note that gets put in your members area to suggest a phone call, that kind of thing. So we're really looking to move forward into a proper student management package. But for now, this gives you all the data that you might need to support your students. So that's an overview of the student view for practitioners.